Morning, everyone. Deep breath. Just heard the news about Cambridgeshire train stopping. It's upsetting to think innocent people have been hurt because of these bastards. Why do we live in a country that is getting torn apart, ravaged by nutters, and we've got a bastard government that is just full of themselves? Now, my thoughts and prayers go out to the families and the victims of the train stabbing, and for the people that are suffering that haven't been stabbed because it's a mental trauma they're going through as well. It's unbelievable. And you think to yourself, we're supposed to be living in a civil society. What on earth is happening to this country? Why are we allowing it to happen? England is not a safe place to live. England is being torn apart, and we have got to do something about it. Sorry about my dogs. And I just feel that our government is a load of spineless bastards. I hate them. And I just feel that we need better policing in this country. The police are failing. Why do I say that? There's never any police policing the motorways. They only act after the event. And this is a typical thing across the country. It's not only you see it in government, you see it in councils, and now you see it in the police force and other services as well. But my problem is this. If we had the right measures in place, we would not have been having this incident on the Cambridgeshire train. Right? It's because we are too soft. We are not having corporal punishment in respect. I believe we should bring back hanging. The people that done this don't deserve to go to prison. They deserve to be hanged. Right? Or put to death. They don't deserve to live. And I just feel, why should we put up with this sort of thing happening in our country? We've been let down by our government, we've been let down by our councils, and we've been let down by our police service. It's too early to at the moment to sort of say, excuse me, if it really is a terrorist attack. It's too early to say if it's racially motivated. We don't know, right? Because we don't have enough information in the public domain. The police are probably investigating, and there's forensic there and everything else. Armed police and so on and so forth. It's a crime scene. They need to ascertain all the information. And I feel sorry for the police because they don't need this sort of thing. But they are there to do their job. And yes, it is not easy, I can imagine, for the police service and the men and women that serve in that force. But they need to step up to the mark. They can't carry on like this. They need better funding, better resources, and a better government to do this. We've got a useless, utterly spineless bastard government. And the previous government was not much better either. So I'm going to say this. The Conservatives and the Labour Party are completely, utter useless. Alright? They are both singing from the same hymn sheet. Because it's not them that pulls the strings, it's the civil servants that are behind them that tell them what they can and what they can't do. But that's besides the point. The point is this. We've had a terror, which I believe is a terror incident. Right? To terrorise people, to make them, and almost like we don't feel safe. We go about our daily businesses or daily duties or daily work or whatever we want to do. And you're in the fear of being mugged. You're in fear of having your phone nicked. You're having a fear of road rage on the roads. There's no police when you need them. Never police when you want them. And they haven't got the resources. Why? Underfunded by the government. When they can give £110 million to Pakistan. Right? That's not all of it. It pisses me really seriously off to think this government can waste our taxpayers' money doing what they want with no thought or, care about us, the people of this country. I'm not trying to distract from the seriousness of what's happened, but I'm just trying to point out this, and that is, if the police service was properly funded, right, and given the right tools to do the job, would be having a better situation than we have now. But it's not just the police service, it's in our intelligence services as well. You can't do much about a single rogue entities, right? We don't know what motivated them. We don't know what drove them to this point. We have not got any idea. So it's no point in speculating what we don't know. What we can do is perhaps wait until the evidence comes out and what information is released, which would probably be very limited. They might give their identities out, they might give their names out, but we don't know as yet. But I feel that we are living in a lawless country because when they can give £110 million to Pakistan and give over £500 million to foreign countries for their farmers, why can't we have invested that money in the police service? Why can't we prevent these sort of things happening? Better security on trains, better security at, schools, better security at supermarkets. It goes across the board. But it's all right doing that, but you've got to see where the root cause is. And the root cause is we are having every nationality under the sun in this country. We are being brainwashed and absolutely infiltrated by these nutters. I just feel that, yes, I feel that who am I going to blame? Ultimate result is the government, right? Because they have allowed it on their watch to allow this to happen. If they, instead of wasting our money, invested our money in better protection and better resources for the intelligence services, we might not be having this now. But it only takes one to slip through the net. You know that, I know that, you know that. And this is what's happened, possibly. They might have been known to the security services, we do not know. But I will say this. This is one instance. How many other instances has not been reported to us and has been under national security? it makes you wonder what really is going on behind the scenes, what really is going on in this country, right? And they don't tell you, excuse me, because of national security, right? In one respect, I understand that, right? But what I feel is it depends how people will run with what they are told, right? And I believe a few things. One, people that commit these sort of crimes and what they've done, they deserve to be killed. End of life. They do not deserve to live in a society. You can't give them no rehabilitation. They are nobodies and they deserve to be killed and taken out. They don't have a human right when you do what you do to innocent civilians. There's a lot more I can say, and I will say it in another video. And my point is this: our criminal system in this country is flawed. They're putting prisoners behind bars, which are like, it's a joke in prison, because it's not the prison guards that control the prison, it's the prisoners that control the prison. I've heard it from both sides, right? And when you're in prison, I've been told, it's their way. Yes, the guards that do this, the guards do that. But those poor people, those prison guards, have got one hell of a job, and I would not like to do that. But it's like any job, you've got to work the system. But I've covered a lot in this video, and I just feel betrayed again by our government. It's more that this government has failed us on. Excuse me. And it's just that I feel that how do I put it? Because we are letting in thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of foreign nationals into this country that don't value our culture, don't value the English ways or British ways. They don't respect our religion, right? And I'm not saying all, I'm saying a small majority or minority, sorry. But it's almost like you can have one bad apple, but it sends the rest rotten. They can be radicalised, and it's not right. The trouble is, we want a society which is integrated, and it's not working. You can see it's not working. They want to impose their ways. Most of them are fine. I don't have a problem with the majority. It's the small minority and their attitudes to other fellow human beings. But what are we doing? We're allowing boatloads and boatloads and boatloads in. We've got them now being put in disused or controlled army camps, disused quarters, or whatever. They're trying to house them out the hotels. But the thousands of pounds it's costing us in taxes to secure those places, right? The thousands of pounds it's costing us in the process of keeping them in hotels. Then we got a security on top of that. Then we got to feed them. I'm not being funny, but this government is absolutely doolally. They're absolutely off their tiny little brains, because anyone that had any brain power would realise it's going to come back and bite them in the arse. We're telling them and telling them and telling them. They're not listening. And the whole point about it is, it could be prevented. It could be stopped. It's so simple, the solution. It's staring them in the faces. And this is what gets me. Why are they doing this? Because of human rights? Sorry, I'm going to swear, it's bullshit. Absolute bullshit. Why is it bullshit? Because they don't care about the British people. They don't care about the society we have in this UK, right? They believe in allowing anybody, every Tom, Dick and Harry into the country. But never mind, they can't check their backgrounds. Oh, it doesn't matter. Stick them in a hotel. Stick them in this, stick them in that. What about the poor residents that have got to live in the area? Do they get a say? No, F you. That's what it is. Well, I'll tell you what. See what Sir Keir Starmer would like to have them all sitting by the side of his house. I think it a bit different, wouldn't it, eh? Oh, can't live in that. Can't have that. No. Human rights. So how many countries have they come through to get to the UK? They've had to cross the English Channel. Yeah? 20 odd miles of water separating us from Europe. Right? So they've done that. They've also getting industrial dinghies now that are being supplied to the French or wherever they're being supplied, because we saw a truck laden with bleeding black dinghies leaving Dover. There's a YouTube on it. But the whole point is they don't know who's coming to the country. They've got no identity. They've got no mobile phones. They're unable to track who they are, what their real names are. They could be terrorists. They could be absolute nutters, right? Excuse me. But my point is this, right? They could be Al-Qaeda, you know what I mean. Or they could be, some fanatical group that is posing as refugees, illegal immigrants, and coming into this country. We're a flipping laughing stock. Absolute bloody barmy. The security service must be having bloody kittens to think we've got an absolutely fruit bat of a Prime Minister, an absolutely useless bunch of morons as flipping MPs that can't get to grip and allow a stop, let's get words right, and put a stop to this mindless entry into the UK. But as I say, it's so simple. You say no more. Get what's in here out. Stop pussyfooting around. You're destroying the country. But there we go. What I started the video about was very traumatic. And it's still traumatic all the way through. But this is how it makes me feel. And that might not have happened if those people were not allowed to be in this country. I don't know who they are. I'm surmising. They could be people that are absolutely sick in the head. Well, they've got to be, and they do what they've done. And I just feel that, why wasn't this picked up? They've got all this security, facial recognition, right? And everything else that goes with it, right? We are so heavily monitored in this country, but why is it not being used, right? Why is it not picking up? If they did know about them, why wasn't something done earlier? It's all right acting after the event, but that's the whole problem with this country. And that is, something happens. There has to be someone get killed on the road before they change the roads. Why is it we can't have a government and a council and a police force that can preemptive strike and do something about it before it happens? You know it's going to happen, right? They probably could have already predicted what was going to happen, because they've got these algorithms that can plot people's attitudes. But like this video here, it could be analysed, and they could might say, is he going towards fanatical? No. Why? Because I'm telling a story, how people feel. I'm just portraying what other people like you, like me, feel about this country. But like most, they don't say anything. But I do. Why do I? Because I think you have a right to know. And I feel that if you tell a story that deserves people's interest, right, you're doing some good. And that's what I'm trying to do. Be open and honest with you. We need a change in this country. We don't need a government that got their head stuck out of their backsides. We need a government that is proactive and doing something for the people, not what bastard government we've got at the moment. We've got councils. They're just the same. They're like a load of slippery bloody eels. Can't put a blame on them. And the council tax, don't get me started on that. And then the police service. Sorry, but the truth is they're not fit for purpose. Right? And the reason why is manifold. And I'll tell you in another video, because this will distract from this video here, why the police is not fit for purpose. Okay? I will tell you in another video. But to wrap this up, it's this. We've been let down. The security services have been let down. The government is the root cause of this problem. Why? Because what they've done. At the ultimate end of the blame is the government. They are wholly responsible for this incident, and I hold every single one of them accountable for this. So how does that make me feel? It makes me feel betrayed, that they're destroying this country, they're destroying the British culture, they're destroying the British identity, and everything about British and English is that the government don't want it. They want a multicultural society, but the trouble is, not everyone has our best interests at heart, our views and best wishes. So something needs to change. Right. Excuse me. And my point is this. Have a say. Let me know what you think about what's happened, what I've said. Does it resonate with you? Because I feel sorry for the people that were involved in that train incident. My heart feels their pain. I can't imagine the suffering they've had. All I can do is give my kind thoughts and best wishes and prayers for all that were involved that got hurt. Those bastards that done that deserve to be put down and killed. A bullet between the head, hanged at the end of a rope, either way will do the job. They don't deserve to live in a society. End of. Leave me your comments, please, down below, and please consider subscribing. That will help this video get out to other people like you that are interested, that want to have a say about what's going on in this country. Because we all have a right, and we all deserve to live in peace, and we all deserve to have protection and live in a society that everyone gets on with each other. But we're not, are we? That's the biggest thing. And I just feel that the government is ultimately responsible for this action. But by making this video, it addresses quite a few things. The failing of our government, the failing of our councils, and the failing of our police service. In due respect to the police, they have got a very difficult job and there are limited resources they have. But they need a radical change as well. And I will state it again, the police service is not fit for purpose, like their government and the councils. So this is why I say to you, consider subscribing to the channel. It opens your eyes to what I think, what other people make comments to, and stuff like that. You have a right to know the truth. You have a right to complain about what this government's doing, what the councils are doing, or what the lack of they are doing, and what the police force is failing at. So thank you for your time, and thank you for watching the video, and thoughts and prayers for those poor people. And let's hope they all make a good recovery and not too affected mentally, because you can't see the mental damage, can you, in someone? And let's hope they get the right help. So thank you very much, everyone, and I would ask you to say a prayer for them. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.